Cancer, welcome to your hope, fear, and reality spread. As per usual, you can click right on that description box below and it will talk about the significance of the spread as well as the placement of each card. Woo! And I'm spilling all over. Cancer, you are hoping, you are deciding, not hoping, you are actually, you've already made up your mind of what you want to do. The execution still lies ahead of you. But you've made up your mind to get rid of a habit or a vice. Something that isn't serving your highest good anymore has come to your attention and you're saying, you know what, I need to make this change. For the betterment of myself, I need to make this change either to myself or my environment. It's not easy to change our habits, but you see the worth in it. The fear that you have, though, is that the situation at hand has a lot more control over you than you do of it. Okay? So, and with this Knight of Cups, it kind of feels to me like the habit has something to do with accepting energy or gifts or something from somebody else. Okay. I'm going to pull one more for clarification on that for your fears. Okay. So, this change that you want to make in your life is based on your values. Your values have shifted from who you were just a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago, okay? And now that your values have shifted, you feel like the situation at hand has more control over you than you do of it. Because ultimately, you are choosing comfort over happiness. So, it could be that you've been in a situation for so long that the environment itself is comfortable, but you don't feel emotionally fulfilled by it anymore. So there is either a materialistic element to it that you don't want to sacrifice in order to make the change, but you feel like you're hoping to muster up the courage to do that. So it could be like, you know, your living situation. Let's say you're living with a roommate, okay? And this roommate situation, it's financially comfortable. But ultimately, you want your own place. You know what I mean? It's kind of that situation. This could be a romantic situation where it's like you've been with somebody for so long, you're just so used to that person, and the devil that you know is better than the devil that you don't. So it's just easier to deal with this person's personality than it is to actually separate and be alone for a little while and then have to go out and find somebody else and get used to their personality. So moving on from a comfortable environment seems like a very daunting task. Okay? This could be a job. You know, it could be that you go into your work every day, you love your work, you know, or you used to love your work, but now your work isn't passionate for you anymore. Or maybe your work is passionate for you anymore, but it's a small company, so you can't go any higher than that. You recognize you have to go somewhere else. So again, you've already made the decision that a change needs to happen. And at first I thought this was about a habit or a vice, but this isn't. This is about your environment, okay? You are comfortable in your environment. And you recognize that you have to push yourself out of your comfort zone in order to make the changes that you need to love and grow and be happy. But the fear is actually just that now that your value system has changed, you don't want to leave your comfort zone, because your comfort zone just kind of takes care of you without any effort anymore. You don't have to think about it, you know? The reality of the situation is you are looking for a new union or contract, okay? So again, if this is vocational, you're looking for something completely different, or a place where there's ability to grow. If this is a romantic relationship, you're looking for somebody who's a little bit more equal to your value system, because your value system has changed and maybe theirs hasn't. If this is a roommate situation, you know, maybe you're just looking for, like, because the Two of Cups can be about a contract as well. Maybe you're just looking to move out and get a new lease. But ultimately, you don't know how to, well, it's not that you don't know how to handle the situation. You just don't feel like you're ready to put down the burden that you're already carrying at this point. Again, this is just Cancer. You know you have to leave your comfort zone. You just don't actually want to leave your comfort zone. So the struggle that you have isn't with this other person or this other energy. The struggle that you have is really with yourself. Yeah, see? You're not making any quick changes. You're not really doing anything to change your environment. And the truth of the matter is, you're kind of upset with yourself for not doing it. It's almost like you know, yes. So you have the King of Swords in the inverse, and the King of Swords is the chess player of the deck. He's the person who strategizes and plans. You have the Queen of Swords in the inverse. The Queen of Swords is the person who manages an environment from an intellectual standpoint. The Queen of Swords in the inverse is also somebody who can lose their temper quite quickly. And the Knight of Swords is the person who just goes and rushes in and makes all those changes and then deals with the consequences later. All of these cards are in the inverse. This tells me you know what you need to do. You're just not taking the action to do it. So if you know, why not execute? I hope you found a message that serves your highest good. Good luck with this, because it sounds to me like you formulated a plan. Now you just have to put that plan into action. I'll see you next week.